Yahweh. And if you don't look into them. So I just want to say, bless Yahweh. I know, I saw that post, Tatiana. You know what's crazy, Tatiana? I got the same sickness too. I started feeling it when I was at work the other day, but then it went away while I was at work. So yeah, bless your soul. Bless your soul, Tatiana. Bless your soul. But what's going on, Ava? What's going on, everybody? Especially you, Tatiana. Sickness. That's that sickness you have. I hear it's been spreading like freaking wildfire lately. I've like for real. I've been hearing that it's been spreading like wildfire lately. Anyways, if you guys have read the title right, after what's been like what? Almost 2 months where we haven't shown our face, we're gonna be showing our face again. And we're gonna be doing it here on this live stream. I'm gonna wait till I get past these people up here because I'm about to walk past some people. And then we'll really get into it. We'll really get into it. But it's been like 2 months since I've last shown my face. All of you guys know what's gone down over the last 2 months. It's been a wild ride. But it's all good. No reason to be mad. You. Anyways, we fought hard the last. Yeah, Hold on. Ava's like, COVID is everywhere. Yeah, I've heard it's been making a resurgence. They were talking to us about that at work. They were saying that COVID was having a resurgence at work. And I'm just like, damn, COVID's coming back? I remember we had a mini resurgence in COVID in my workplace last year, and that was for a short time. And I think I did catch it last year, but I just didn't take a test, but I'm pretty sure it was COVID because it was bad. Tatiana's like, I'm still sick though. Yeah, still having a really. Well, hopefully it heals up. I know my girlfriend had to drink 2 damn Powerades. She had freaking cough syrup medicine and then the freaking cough medicine. I'm just like, God damn. I'm like, damn. Like, what the fuck is this shit? This shit clearly isn't the regular disease. It clearly isn't a regular sickness. I'm like, damn. My girlfriend over here having to do 2 Powerades, a whole bottle of medicine, and then like a whole thing of freaking cough drops. Like, God damn, y'all. God damn. Like, God damn. What the fuck is this shit? So I will say this before we do the face reveal. A lot of you guys have followed the drama that we've gone through over the last 2 months. We have fought like hell, and I'll tell you how many people were willing, how many people that are innocent, or how many people that go through accusations the way I did, are willing to leak their emails, they're willing to leak their text messages, their phone call logs. That's literally what we've done the last month. Not many people are willing to do that stuff. We have, was it the second video that we did where we literally leaked their own emails? Then there was that post that we posted where we leaked their own phone call logs and we leaked our time card to disprove an incident somebody claimed went down. And here on this documentary, there's going to be 2 parts to the documentary. Part 2 is going to be stuff that I couldn't include in part 1 because I didn't have time. Part 2 is going to air immediately after part 1, and in part 2 we are going to be leaking all of our Discord messages. Let me ask you, how many people would be brave enough to do that just to prove they're innocent? Not that many people, right? Not that many people. Most people would just, the thing is, all of those accusers claimed I had an underage girlfriend, and I didn't even know I had an underage girlfriend apparently. And none of them were able to show DMs between me and this person they were talking about. They claimed I gooned on a call with a girl. We disproved that by showing our work time card, showing we would have been at work when that incident would have taken place. And none of them, they straight up said, we don't have evidence for this. You literally had Cody DeCint, before we do this face reveal, you had Cody DeCint, who lives in the same town as me, went out of his way to try to get me locked behind bars because the TX2 fans, and this is nothing against TX2 fans personally, if you're a TX2 fan and you're not like one of these weirdos, you're cool in my book. If you're not like one of those people that just jumped on the ship against me, you're cool in my book. Keep listening to TX2. But you had Cody DeCint who tried to get me locked up behind bars, and he saw that TX2 fans were saying that they have evidence to put me behind bars. So Cody DeCint went out of his way to message these fans to try to get that evidence, and none of them were able to provide him with evidence to get me locked up behind bars. Because the thing is, if you do have actual evidence, and since he lives in the same town as me, immediately the day they get that evidence and they conclude that that's factual evidence, they'll show up to your doorstep and they'll throw you in, man. They don't fuck around. They don't fuck around. And then the final thing before we do this reveal is every time I kept exposing the truth, every time I kept talking about this situation, you had a lot of people that kept saying, oh, it's not that serious. False pedophile allegations aren't that serious. Yes, it is. You, it's serious as hell. Because I had to talk to my sister. And my sister is a mother to 3 children. Those 3 children are my nieces and my nephews. And I love my nieces and my nephews. Sometimes we'll have uncle time together. I'll take them to the park. I'll take them out to eat. And so imagine when she found out about all this pedophile allegation crap, me knowing she probably wasn't going to let me, be around her kids anymore. And she saw all the crap and she asked me about it. That's embarrassing to have to explain to your fucking sister that it's all just a bunch of fucking angry internet snobs. And then I have to explain it to my mom this weekend. I've had to explain it to coworkers. So this is the final thing we'll say about it. And the documentary will do the rest. And I'll just say, I don't know what that retracted message is, Tatiana. I don't know what that retracted message is. Yeah, people just hate for no reason. And I mean that's cool to have freedom of speech in this country. Freedom of speech, you get to say whatever you want online. You just got to understand there's consequences. You go around falsely accusing people of being child molesters when they're not. Just know you're going to ruin their life, man. Just know. Anyways, final thing I'll say about it before we do face reveal again. This is the final thing for real. Documentary will do the rest of the talking for us. Every time we started trying to debunk these claims, the people who originally made the claims, Liv being the main, sole proprietor who started it all, they started trying to silence me. They tried to tell me to quit making posts about it. And then they started playing victim. And it's like I told Liv, I'm like, if I'm actually a predator like you say I am, wouldn't me making these posts raise awareness to put me behind bars to get more people interested in the case, see what's going on? Not only just that, while we were making these posts, we were actually covering actual child predators in the country. Not only just that, we did a challenge. We said however many likes this post gets, we'll donate to the Stop Child Abuse organization. And we posted the receipt of us donating with our donation code so you guys can look it up. And we donated, what was it, like $150 to the Stop Child Abuse organization, right? We were out here doing actual work. And it's funny because the people that started the allegations, they weren't expecting me to fight back. And when I fought back, they wanted to get me to shut up because they knew the truth was going to get out. And this Friday, we're going to put it behind us. And we got some big announcements this Friday. So let's just get into it. Bunny Murderer, I just want everyone to know before I make the video. So this Friday, I'm making a video that'll also premiere after the documentary premieres. Bunny Murderer is now the new Tintle Death. Bunny Murder will take on the character known as Tintel Death. So, I don't know if my camera, if this is bright enough, but I'm going to show you guys myself. It's been 2 months. Most of the time, I wear my hair in a ponytail with a teased front now. But today, I just have my hair down because I did another bleaching treatment the other day. But yeah, Bunny Murder is the new Tintel Death. So, I'm not scared of these TX2 fans. The ones that harass me, at least. Every other TX2 fan is cool. Just getting that out of the way. Every other TX2 fan is cool. I'm not scared of the TX2 fans. I'm not scared of Cody Descent. I'm not scared of these people anymore. Because I made a deal with a man. And basically, in this deal, I told him, I was like, you help me get out of this shit, I'll be in debt to you. And he helped me get out of this shit. So if you know who that guy is, you know who that guy is. You better start paying attention. Bless everyone. It's been a while, hasn't it, huh? This is me. It's been a long fucking time. Yeah, some of you guys are like, whoa, fucking blonde Sal here with the denim jacket. Where the fuck did the darkness go? Sometimes you have to go further into dark to find some damn light, y'all. So, this is me with the glasses. Then this is me without the glasses. Also, we're kind of growing a beard. We're trying to get our beard growing because I want to get a whole beard growing. That'd be fucking cool. You know, have a beard. I've never had a beard, but I've spent the last couple weeks trying to grow a beard, so we've been making some progress here. So yeah, this is me after you guys haven't seen me in nearly what's been like 2 months now. I think the last time you guys saw me was back in July, no? I think that's the last time everybody saw me. So this is me. This is Salud Kinnaman Rogelio Morales. This is the real me. Nobody is going to silence me. Nobody is going to stop me from getting the truth out. And you had one person, and this is nothing personal against TX2. The only thing I'd want TX2 to do is make a video telling his fans, yo, bro, making these allegations ain't cool. But you had one person the other day, and this is why I have to put the documentary in 2 parts. When I announced the documentary, people rushed to try to get me to stop the documentary. People tried their hardest to try to get me to stop the documentary. You even had one person, and I'm not going to name them, but you will see what they said in the documentary. You had one person who went out of their way to try to get TX2 to make a hate video on me, to try to silence me and effectively destroy any chance of the documentary being heard this Friday. And that's fucking wild. That's fucking wild. I've disproved every damn allegation up to this point. And now, you have someone who they're fucking tired of me exposing the truth, that now they're trying to get me fucking silenced by TX2 himself. Like, that's fucking crazy, right? And I get it. I get it. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Anyways, put the glasses back on now. Yeah, definitely different, but cool. Yeah, I'll say this. For a lot of my coworkers, because I don't dress in all black anymore. I don't know if I can show you guys this. I got some fucking khakis on. I literally got the Unk pants on with the Unk shoes, y'all. So I got the Unk pants, the Unk shoes, tucked in with a brown leather belt and a denim jacket. I wasn't lying when I told everyone I was in my Unk era. A lot of my coworkers haven't been able to recognize me recently. There were some of my coworkers that told me, they were like, dude, I didn't even realize that was you, Sal, until I got close up. Most people don't recognize me in public. But like I said, it's nothing personal against TX2. I wish TX2 would have just made a video telling his fans to chill out. But it's okay. It's okay. Because, and I said it in the documentary that's going to be airing Friday, sometimes you need a little bit of bad. You need a little bit of bad like me to expose an even worse bad. Sometimes you need evil in this world to expose even worse evils. And in the documentary, I take accountability for a lot of shit. So we talk about everything in there. So now let's get into the comments. Bunny Murderer says, Are you done making music? Yeah, I've got asked a lot of questions about that. A lot of people over the drama try to get me to shut up and just go back to making music. And I told people, I'm like, no, 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 no. We're not going to shut up about this. You motherfuckers try to ruin my life. We're going to put music aside for a second. And even before, like leading up to the drama, we were promoting our latest album. But when the drama happened, it kind of, put me to it stalled, it stalled me. And so everyone has been asking, when are you going to get back to making music? Are you going to make music again? And I will say, yes, we are literally working on music right now. We're taking a lot longer than I would normally do. We do got another album on the way, but I think I'm gonna drop some of the songs as singles first. And I've been telling, there's people that are close to me. There's only one person that knows how any of the songs sound like from the album. Uh, it's gonna sound different. It's gonna sound so damn different. It's gonna sound like something no one would ever expect me to make. Like when I say it's gonna sound different, it's basically gonna be like you're gonna I'm gonna try to find a way to put it. Imagine your favorite artist. Imagine your favorite artist making a music song that you couldn't possibly see them making. I don't think most people would expect TX2 to make a country song, right? Most people wouldn't expect, most people wouldn't expect, I don't know, Katy Perry to do a heavy metal song, right? And let's just say over the entirety of the drama, I listened to probably about like 20 to 50 different music albums in a short time period. And I went and I saw the Prince movie during that time. So I got so many ideas booming in my head. Let's just say we're going to be dancing. We're all going to be dancing. I will be dropping a single. There's a song called I Know You Want to Dance. So imagine Dance Like the Dead, but if Dance Like the Dead was turned up on crack. So if you've heard Dance Like the Dead, imagine that song, but it's turned up by like 100-fold. It has a lot more danceable energy. It's a lot more bouncy. It's a lot more all over the place. Like it's just going wild. Imagine that. Imagine that. But it's wild. It's wild. It's crazy. It's autistic. It has ADHD in there. It's just going ape shit. It's just going ape shit. So just imagine that. Imagine that. So yeah, we're gonna be making new music. Nothing's stopping me anymore. I have no fear. There's only one person I fear, and many of you guys don't know him, and that's okay. That's okay. And like I said, that one person I made a deal with, and I asked that one person, I was like, if you get me out of this, I'll be in debt to you. So now I got to repay the favor, you know? You hear about D4VD, David? Yeah, I heard. What's going on, babe? Hedion's like, chest hurts when you cough. Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Tediana. Yeah. Yeah, that's how you know this isn't the regular flu. That's how you know this is not the regular flu. Regular flu, it probably wouldn't hurt that bad. But whatever the hell's going around right now, yeah, you know it ain't normal. It was like, yeah, he probably doesn't want to address it. Yeah, that's true. This is the thing about that, Ava. I've heard some people say that TX2 has addressed it. I've heard other people saying he needs to address it. And this is what boggles my mind. You have all these people that keep telling me TX2 has addressed it and he says he doesn't support you or he said to just ignore you. But nobody can show me the clip of that. Like nobody has shown me the actual clip of that where he addressed it, quote unquote. And that's where I'm like, where the fuck's the clip at? Where is the like where is this clip that everybody is claiming where he addressed me essentially? Because I'm not fucking seeing the clip anywhere. Like even when I tried looking it up, I'm like TX2 addresses Tintel Death. I can clip that these people are talking about anywhere, Ava. So I'm just like, I'm like, I'm more so thinking people probably are lying about it or some crap. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see. Yeah, rest in peace to that young girl. Indeed. Yeah, I sort of heard about. I sort of heard about it. I don't know too much about it. What's going on with it? Because I don't know too much about it, but I just know. I know I read a few headlines, and I just read the headlines. That's all I did. So what exactly happened? What exactly happened? Is that a freaking Fed over there? No, that's just a truck. But yeah, like I was saying, Ava, it make look. I think it makes sense that he doesn't want to address it because this is what me and a friend were talking about. Let's say hypothetically, TX2 makes a video where he addresses it. However, he goes about that video could be, legal liability for him. And I think TX2 understands that. TX2, they're a little bit older than me. And, when you make music, you have to get into the legal stuff, especially when touring and doing concerts, you have to get into the legal stuff. And me and a friend were talking about, well, let's say TX2 makes a video about me, right? Talking about it. If he were to make a video calling me a creep, calling me a PDF, not only would that be, you know, immediate liability for him to be sued, which it's true. It's true. You can sue people like that. And people are like, no, you can't. You couldn't sue him. Yes, let me explain. And this is coming from me, who has spent the last a month and a half going through all the legal bullshit, talking to lawyers. Like, we literally talked to lawyers over the last month. And this is the thing. If someone calls you a pedophile, just someone calls you a pedophile, you can't really sue them, right? But let's say someone calls you a pedophile and they have a big following on the internet. What's going to happen? All their followers are going to start harassing you, calling you a pedophile too. They're going to go out of their way to dox you. I'm not saying some TX2 fans out there tried to dox me, but some of them did try to dox me. But they'll go out of their way to dox you, try to find out where you work, and ruin your life. And then they'll all post your photos online like they did of me, and they'll call you a pedophile. Then you can sue for that. And yes, you could sue TX2 for that. So, that's an example of if he were to make a video addressing it and he were to go the wrong way about it, he could get sued. Now, if he made a video saying, oh, you guys gotta freaking chill, it's not cool. Although this Tintel Deaf guy is a freaking weirdo and he's an asshole, he's not actually a PDF. Okay, probably couldn't get sued for that. So I wouldn't blame up. I wouldn't. If I was him, I'd think in his best legal interest it'd be to not make a video. You know what I mean? Nothing against TX2, but in his best legal interest, right? We'll look at the Lizzo situation. A few years ago, this is old internet drama from about 2018, 2019. Lizzo ordered DoorDash. Lizzo was supposed to, get the food handed to her by the DoorDash driver. The DoorDash driver I think she met her at some hotel. Lizzo wouldn't come down to the lobby, so the DoorDash driver calls DoorDash support, and the DoorDash driver apparently contacted Lizzo and kept calling Lizzo like, yo man, I'm here for your food. Lizzo wouldn't pick up the phone. So DoorDash driver contacts DoorDash support. DoorDash support tells the DoorDash driver to go back to the restaurant and take the food back to the restaurant. So that's what the DoorDash driver does here. Anyways, Lizzo assumed that the DoorDash driver stole their food, and Lizzo made a tweet about it, naming the DoorDash driver. Anyways, the DoorDash driver ended up being harassed, doxxed, and the DoorDash driver ended up having people at their own school, bullied him. So the DoorDash driver, them and their family sued, and they won. That's what I mean by, like, if a celebrity makes something about you that negatively affects you. Yeah. Let's see. So everyone's talking about the David thing here. Let's see. William likes this girl he killed. They were dating. He's way over. Oh yeah, I heard about him. Dating someone who's a minor. Yeah, damn. So he did. Damn. So now I don't. So this is what I mean, y'all. This is actual proof of a guy being a fucking pedophile. Like, literally known, and then kills a girl, right? That is fucked up. See, someone like that, I'm like, okay, we can call a pedophile and we can fucking ruin their life, right? I think that's reasonable, because here he is being a fucking pedophile. There's evidence that he was dating this underage girl. Me, that's a no-no. Me, that's like, nah, man, you fucked up. But yeah, that whole situation is just fucking fucked up. Wow. My question is, how did everybody find out he was dating an underage girl? That's my question. Did it come out after he murdered her? That's my question. What the fuck? She was 15 when she died. Okay, yeah. But my question is, how the fuck did everyone find out that he was dating an underage girl? That's my question. It had to be when he killed her. Unless the internet knew. If the internet knew and the internet did nothing about it, that's kind of fucked up, man. That's kind of fucked. Tatiana says, one of my mom's cats are laying on me. That's cute. That's cute, Tatiana. That's cute. Just at a freaking red light right now. I'm going to try to go to the store, get some stuff to make myself my freaking lunch for work before I go in. So, we'll see how this goes. Anyways, y'all, any final questions before we go? Because I'm about to head off here. Listen to some music for a while. It's going to be an interesting Friday, to say the least. And I'll say this, Tatiana. If any of those people have harassed you, specifically the bad people, Tatiana. Not the regular fans, but the bad fans. I would just block them. Glazed one, they had to block them. So if any of them, started harassing you, I would just, do what's right and just block them. How's it going? Mentally tired. Nah, I'm not mentally tired. It's going pretty good. It's only getting better. And what's gonna go down this Friday? Not just the documentary stuff, but what's gonna go down after the documentary? Because I still have to film that video. We're gonna go in a new direction, and I'm pretty proud of this new direction we're going in. I sort of talked about it the other day, but on Friday we're gonna be very direct about what we're doing next. And what I'm gonna do next is probably gonna either make a lot of people go, holy shit, or I'm either gonna become one of the most hated motherfuckers here in America after I announce what we're gonna do Friday. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about that thing I'm gonna announce. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time. And it's a world I'm ready to step in. I think there needs to be some changes. So this is gonna be interesting. Oh my god, it's Musical Moop. Farmer 10 is wild. Unc 10 these days. I'm Unc 10. I'm Uncle 10. Yeah. It's been a while, Musical Moop, hasn't it? Damn, you came right at the end of stream. But I'll tell you basically what I was just telling them, Musical Moop. Oh, fuck, that's a fucking Fed. Fuck, I had my phone out in front of a Fed. Hold on. Chill. I don't think they saw me. So I'm just going to put my phone down and tell you this, Musical Moop. Basically, this Friday we have the documentary coming out, but there's going to be a video that drops after the documentary, immediately drops as a premiere. And I'm going to be talking about the future of this channel. I'm going to be talking about everything, like the future of this channel, where we're going, Musical Moop. I will say this now: there's going to be a new Tintle Death, and I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about there's going to be someone else that's going to be taking on the Tintle Death character. Tintle Death, besides the music, it was mostly just the character that we played online. And there is going to be someone that I'm going to announce on Friday that takes over the character, not the channel. But after I announce them taking over the character, I am going to be talking about where we'll go with the channel. And I'm not going to say it yet, but you'll see Friday. We're going to step into a world. We're going to do something that we've wanted to do for a long time, and I feel courageous. But there needs to be some changes, There needs to be some changes. And so I'm willing to get the hell out, get off the internet world, and do what has to be done here. And now, like I was telling Tatiana, either what I'm going to announce is going to have a lot of people going, "Holy shit! What? What? Tintle Death? What?" Or people are going to be like, "Tintle Death becomes the most hated motherfucker in America." Does the new Tin still appreciate MCR? Yeah, I still appreciate MCR. I will say this, I guess, before we go. I guess we'll talk for a bit. Just for a little bit longer. Here's Kamoop says, "I'm going to go to the mall after my doctor's appointment. As a reward, hey, I don't blame you. Doctor's appointment anxiety, especially, being scared that they're going to say, they're going to say that you got cancer or something like that, which that's a no-no. Also, yeah, to add on to the whole Farmerton aspect, I don't know if you guys can see this, but yeah, we're trying to grow a beard right now, so we're going to full beard route. Um, I guess we'll talk about the MCR, the emo, the alternative stuff, because like I showed earlier on stream, I don't dress in dark clothing anymore. I'm wearing khakis with some brown slide-ons. Can everyone hear me? Test, test. Can everybody hear me? How about now? How about now? Can everybody hear me now? Test, test. How about now? Okay. All right. Your boy's back. So, I guess we'll talk about this before I get to the store. Yeah, sorry about that, y'all. My phone overheated, so a lot of people are wondering, man, is Tintel Def not alternative anymore? Does Tintel Def is Tintel Def going Republican? Is Tintel Def about to go full MAGA and start discriminating and being anti-feminist? Like, what the fuck is going on with Tintel Def? Man's went from the dark, brooding, vampire, gothic-looking motherfucker to what the fuck? Basic white, south of the neck, MAGA-looking shit. That's what people are probably thinking. They're like, God, no way, this guy's going MAGA. No way, this guy's going Republican. No way, he's becoming a basic white guy, which I'm Hispanic, everybody. I'm Hispanic. Let's get that out of the way. God, anyways. No, we're not going Republican. But I'll explain the alternative stuff, the golf stuff. No, for real. A lot of people are like, I'll say this. I guess you could say I'm probably becoming a lot more masculine. Um, I've been lifting recently. I've been getting back into building muscle recently, so I've been chugging some protein powder down. And so trust me, my shoulders are getting fucking huge right now. My shoulders are getting huge. I'm not playing around. And if things go right, I used to do boxing as a teenager. If things go right, then this Saturday I'm going to pick up this boxing punching bag, and get back into boxing. So I guess you could say I'm becoming a lot more masculine. I've become a lot more mentally. I'm like a soldier. There's nothing that's going to stop me anymore. Nothing. So to answer the questions about the Republican stuff, the alternative stuff, no. But this Friday, what we're going to be announcing has to do with politics. I'll just say that. But do I agree with the Republicans on some things? Some things. I agree with the fact that we should have guns. I don't think we should have assault rifles, though. I think everybody should be allowed to have a pistol. Just one pistol. Just one pistol. You know what I mean? Assault rifles, I'm like, man, no, man. What? I think Kamala said it best. Kamala once said, what the fuck is the point of us having assault rifles? What are assault rifles used for? You know? Military grade weapon used to take out multiple enemies, right? Like, what? Why the fuck would we need that on the homeland? So I can agree with everyone having pistols. That's the only shit I can really agree with. But this is the thing. No, I'm not Republican. And about the alternative stuff, about the golf stuff, I will say this. Anyone that's followed me hard the last few months, anyone that's really followed me hard, knew to some extent that we were starting to go in a different direction. You know, when a lot of you guys found me, I was doing TX2 covers, we were doing emo music. Then on our last album, if you look at our last album does not sound emo at all. Maybe you have like one emo song on there and one metal song on there, but you got piano ballads on there, you got pop music, you got bluegrass, folk rock on there. Like, you literally got hippie music on there, you got stoner music on there. Like, our last album sounds nothing like emo or rock. Well, I mean, it mostly sounds like rock, but it doesn't sound like emo or goth. And anyone that followed me religiously the last few months knew from the live streams, I kept saying it, that I wanted to go beyond what I was doing. Because the thing is, I still listen to alternative music. I will still fuck with goth creatively. Creatively, I'm like Prince, the artist Prince. And I mean, You know, that's a risk. That's a risk you have to take. And I'll say this too, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this. This is just me being very honest. And a lot of artists aren't willing to be honest about what I'm about to say. When a lot of you guys first discovered me from the TX2 music, from the emo music, the thing is, I understood marketing wise that a good chunk of my fans liked TX2. So, me being a smart mark and me understanding how marketing works, I capitalized on this. I was like, okay, a good chunk of our fans are emos. So what do emos like? Emos like this, emos like this. So I was willing to make a lot of content surrounding alternative culture, surrounding TX2. And trust me, I'm a huge MCR fanboy. I got him tatted on me. I literally got vinyls. We've talked about MCR so fucking much. But I also understood, since a lot of my fans were emo, I understood I needed to capitalize on that momentum. And that's basic marketing, right? That doesn't make you a sellout. That just means you understand what your audience wants, right? It's like people that make emo music. They understand people that like those emo bands are going to, want to try to listen to their music, but they're going to have to market it towards those bands. So your boy did everything I could to milk the TX2 train. I milked the MCR train, but I also understood that's what my fans liked. And so I was willing to make that content for my fans. But truthfully, I enjoyed making that content. I enjoyed doing those covers, but I also always wanted to do more. I always wanted to go beyond just all of that. And I understood that once I did that, I would have to, put a lot of the emo, the gothic, the dark stuff behind me. And I knew when I did that, I was going to lose a good chunk of my audience. And it was perfect timing with the drama thing, too, because the drama thing mentally up here, I wasn't, dark or gothic or alternative up here anymore in my brain, in my mentals. And so I understood, I'm like, well, sooner or later, that balloon is going to have to bust, and I'm going to have to take that initiative where I want to do what I want. Yeah, babies with guns isn't a good idea. Of course, no baby should have a gun except babies. Babies with guns is bad. Yeah, lactose intolerant. I'm pretty sure. I think there's a theory that most people are lactose intolerant. They just don't know it. But I'll still fuck with emo music because I grew up on emo music. I will say goth culture did change my life. Goth culture was everything about my life at one point, but I understood, I'm not there mentally anymore, and there's a lot more things I want to do creatively. So, of course, I'm not gonna be, this alternative person you see online. Will we talk about it sometimes? Yeah, we'll talk about it sometimes, and maybe sometimes on stream if you guys want me to. Yeah, if you guys want me to, we can talk about, listen to freaking TX2 on stream. Take care, Tatiana. Take care, Tatiana. Um, what's it called? So if people are alternative, people are goth, that's still cool with me. No, nothing against people that are goth, nothing against people that are alternative. And musically, we're just gonna be out there. We're just gonna be out there. And it's something I've wanted to do for months. I wanted to go beyond just the emo and the dark and all the alternative style music. So I was willing to make that jump, and I knew with the drama was the perfect timing too, because I'm like, well, this is the perfect timing too. This is what I've wanted to do. Hey, no, hey, nothing wrong with that. Trust me, Musical Moop. You should have seen me back 10 years ago. I used to be deep into MCR. A few years ago, I got even more deep into MCR. I'm telling you, 2 years ago, Musical Moop, Bullets was my everything. I would quote Bullets. I had it as my wallpaper. Bullets was my life. I would watch. I literally, Musical Moop, went out of my way 2 years ago to find any and all footage of Bullets era Gerard that I could. Like even the live performances, like early sunsets over Monroeville. There's no video footage of it existing, but there is a video of them playing it in audio form. Like the audio exists out there. So I used to be deep into it because MCR is life changing, of course. But yeah, no discrimination against people that are golf, no discrimination against people that are alt. I'll still support people that follow my channel that are alt. Like if you want to be alt golf scene, whatever, man. Like, hey, man, ain't fucking with me. It ain't hurting me personally. Like I'm doing my thing, right? But it's time to expand. It's time to go beyond. And that's the thing. We all grow, we all change our fashion styles. And it's time for me to grow this channel because, let's be real here. What is emo? Emo is mostly for the teens. You can be emo as an adult, but it's mostly a teen thing. And my channel, I literally showed the YouTube analytics about a month ago. Most of my subscribers are adults. Most of the people that watch this channel are adults. But we make content that's, mostly for teens, except the gothic stuff. The gothic stuff is mostly for adults. And I'm like, I think it's time we move beyond that and we grow up a bit. You know what I mean? My wallpaper is Kurt Cobain, oddly enough. Nothing wrong with that. I'm about to go, everybody. So take care. Love you, Musical Moop. Love you, everybody. Peace.